Right, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can make your very own pot and table at home, even if you have very limited DIY experience. It's nothing fancy and it's certainly nothing flash. However, it is solid, it's going to survive, and it's pretty cheap and easy to build too. One of the main reasons why you might actually want to build your very own pot and bench at home is simply to do with cost. You can go out and buy some relatively cheap pot and benches or pot and tables. However, the cheaper you go, the less likely it's going to last for multiple seasons. And if you build something solid yourself, you can do it for a fraction of the cost. And I'll talk a little bit more about the price when we get to the end of this video. But before you start building one of these, you're going to want to get all the tools and everything else that you need to make this project happen. So a lot of the stuff you're probably going to have in your garage or in your shed already. So things like having a tape measure at hand, using a square, obviously a pencil. We've got some of the Irwin quick grips. Any kind of clamp or grip is going to be perfect for a job like this. You can see we've got the combi drill and also an impact driver. Realistically, you don't really need this. You can do the whole thing with just this one. However, having a luxury like this, something that's able to drive the screws a little bit better. You will need a saw for this. You can use a hand circular saw, one of the cool cats that you pull down. You can see I'm not a carpenter, I don't have the specific terminology, or just use yourself a hand saw, and that's going to be the cheapest. And in terms of materials, I just tried to keep it as simple as I possibly could. So every screw that I used was exactly the same. I used these 80mm by 6.5mm coated screws. They are great for being outside and facing the elements. And the wood that I used is all from Travis Perkins. So the stuff that I used to actually go on the top here and also on the shelf down at the bottom, it's 4.8 meters by 15 centimeters. I think it's about 2.5 thick as well. And the actual pieces of wood that I used for the frame, again, they're 4.5 meters long, I think. 4.75 by 75, I think they actually were. Yeah, they're the dimensions. I will leave the links to everything in the description below so you can check all the specifics out and see if it works for you. And that way you can actually amend what I've done with mine if you want to make yours a little bit fancier, a little bit different, a little bit bigger, or even a little bit smaller too. But one thing just to be mindful of, make sure you are getting treated timber. This is something that is going to be outside. Some people put them in greenhouses or they do put them under cover. However, mine is going to have to face the elements. So I started off by making the top part of the pot and bench. The first two cuts were cut at 1 meter and the other two were cut at 50. So the dimensions, it's roughly 1 meter by 59.5, let's call it 60, give or take. No one's gonna die. I decided it would be best to actually screw the frame together to begin with, just so I had those dimensions set in stone and I could work around them then for the rest of the project. The next thing that I did was I cut the legs to length. I cut them at 87.5 centimeters. That was because the actual top that I was putting on this at the end is about 2.5 centimeters together, gives us 90 centimeters, and that way it's quite a good height for most people really to actually get you know, a plant pot on the top, get a bag of compost without having to hurt your back, having to crouch down or reach too high. Obviously, if you're taller, make it bigger. If you're shorter, make it shorter. Because you're making it yourself, make it to fit you. What I did try to do with the legs was, I say hide some of the screws. Some of them are exposed, but I've got one coming in from the back. The ones that are on the front, you can see we've got them in this pattern here where there are 4 together. I just thought that was the most aesthetically pleasing way of making it look. I know some people aren't a big fan of seeing exposed screws. I'm not really too bothered, to be honest. So once I actually made the frame at the top and actually put the legs on, I decided to work kind of upside down when it came to putting the bottom shelf in place. So what I actually ended up doing was slightly different to what I'd planned to do, and that was just because I thought it'd be a better way to actually get all the screws in place, particularly when it came to putting this bottom shelf on, which I'll talk about a little bit more later in the video. So I started by cutting 2 pieces at about 39.5 centimeters, and then the other 2 were 81, which was roughly the gap between the 2 legs. Once that was in place, it was just a case of then flipping it over and getting the top ready. So I cut 4 pieces of the 2.5 centimetre by 15 centimetre pieces of wood down to length. I cut them at 1 metre long to go across the top. And then I did a similar thing for the bottom, but we only went with 3 pieces this time because of where I've actually put the frame at the bottom. It's slightly smaller than the frame that's up at the top. So it just meant that those pieces of wood needed to be a little bit shorter too. Before I actually got on with the top, I decided to put another piece of wood in the centre, kind of a bit like a brace to take more of the load from these pieces of wood. Rarely was it for the load, not necessarily, it was just to keep these pieces a little bit more solid in place. It's not as if we're going to be building a house on top of this table. It doesn't need to be absolutely rock solid. It's only going to have a pot on and a bag of compost, nothing too mental. But again, it just meant that I get a little bit more of a solid construction up at the top by driving some screws down the centre as well as down the sides too. And you can see where I've made some cuts here. These ends will need to be treated. I've not done it in today's video because it's not something I'm going to buy this week. It'll be fine for the week. No one is going to die. However, next week I am going to get some wood treatment, get it on all the edges of these cuts here. It just means your pot and bench will last just that a little bit longer. And there you go, the result is this, and it's going to be perfect for some of the different projects and ideas we've got for this channel and for this garden over the next few months. We wanted a space where we could actually pot up a lot of plants without having to crouch down on the floor. We obviously got the shelf down here where we can store some compost, possibly even some tools in like a little bag maybe, because it is covered by the top. I'm not sure exactly yet, but it's nice to have that bit of a space. And one of the next things we are planning to do is to put a greenhouse in this space. Nothing big, nothing mad's going to fit here, but a little greenhouse where we can actually grow some plants from seeds, get things started off. And I think it's going to look nice in the garden next to the pot and bench over here, because this section of the garden is often the part that gets neglected, particularly in the summer. You can see we've got, you know, dog toys out here, a bit of bamboo, looks a bit of a mess. So if we utilise this space, give it a purpose, it's going to be much easier to keep it clean, keep it looking nice, and it makes it into a proper garden, because we are going to be wanting some more plants at the front of the house and also in this garden too this year. So before we round off this video, let's finally discuss what it actually cost to build this pot and bench. So the pieces of wood that we've got for the top and for the shelf, I got 2 of them at £13.42 each for a total of £26.84. The actual wood that I used for the framing was £20.06. Now I did buy 3, but after building it I kind of adapted the plan that I originally had, so we only ended up using 2 of them rather than 3. So if I'd have only bought 2, it'd have been £40.12. The screws altogether were £5 a box, and I bought 4 boxes and used every single one, so that was a total of £20. So altogether it came to £86.96, so roughly around about £87, let's call it 90 quid to build this. Yes, you can buy some pot and benches that are cheaper. Are they going to be as solid as this? No. Are they going to last as long as what this will do? Absolutely not. If you build it yourself, it gives you a bit of a project. It's an excuse to buy 1 or 2 new tools that you might not already have, and actually you learn a lot of skills along the way. So if you have enjoyed this video, or if you have found it useful, consider giving it a like. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. I've got lots of lawn care videos on this channel, and there'll be lots more that'll be getting posted throughout 2025. And I've also got lots of garden renovation videos too. We have things like how I actually built a retaining wall from scratch and leveled the garden into 2 tiers. It used to be a slope, but now it's just 2 singular tiers. Laid a patio up there too. We built raised beds out of sleepers, and also doing projects like this to show you that you don't necessarily need a lot of expertise to make something half decent in your garden. If you're a carpenter watching this video, you might cringe a little bit thinking it isn't exactly what they would do, but I'm not a carpenter. This is simple DIY. It's something that is going to be useful in our garden, and we did it for a relatively cheap price. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and finally, thanks for watching.